last week I was sitting on my couch and I was multitasking. I not only was watching TV, I was scrolling through my phone, and I hit up the old Facebook, and I saw two of our Rotarians right there on Facebook, and that was Birgit Fladager and Vicky Bauman. And Vicky Bauman, you had a beautiful golden bell in your hands, and I got golden bell envy. So maybe you can tell us more about what this golden bell is all about. And you maybe unmute.
Lovely unmute button. There we go. So the Golden Bell is an award that is given through California School Boards Association statewide, and we applied for a program. I'd rather call it a process that we put in place starting in 2017. So briefly, I will let you know that prior to working for the County Office of Education, which now I've been here 20 years. I worked for Modesto City Schools at Franklin Elementary School. And I had this trailer, it was called Vicky's trailer. And when children would misbehave and would not be engaged in the classroom, they got sent to Vicky's trailer. Well, in Vicky's trailer, she had snacks and music playing and books to read. And it was just a time for them to come, decompress and deal with whatever they were dealing with that day. So most times within 10 minutes in my trailer, they were telling me things like, my dad was arrested last night, or my mom beat up my dad, which happens, and dad beat up mom. And I've heard every horrible story you can imagine in that trailer for 9 years. So fast forward, 2017, George Papadopoulos and Maribel Garcia, who worked for Stanislaus Drug Enforcement Agency, who I work with as one of my partners, went to a conference in West Virginia, and they heard about this program called Handle with Care. And basically, it was a notification system with all first responders that would notify a school district if something traumatic had happened to a child. So we would be notified at a school district, and the school would be notified, principal and teacher, to make sure that we would watch over them carefully the next day, because children who are exposed to trauma cannot function in the classroom. Just think about you as an adult. If you've had something traumatic happen, your brain will not work in the way it should to be able to learn and receive information. So George Papadopoulos and Maribel came back and landed in my office, and I knew George because he worked with my husband Kent when they were law enforcement officers, a very compassionate man. And he said, I want to get this started in Stanislaus County. Well, West Virginia had one school district and one school. Stanislaus County has 25 school districts and many schools and 120,000 students. So we got together and we met with all of law enforcement. We started with law enforcement, and we met with school districts, and everybody said, absolutely. So we named ours Focus on Children Under Stress, and how it works. It's morphed since then, since 2017. Chief Carroll mentioned to me one day, Vicki, if you could create an app that officers can put in this information. So say they go to a family fight, what it looks like is the officer or the first responder would go there, and there's children in the home and they've been exposed to this family fight. They gather the children's names, dates, birth, and what school they go to. And now that goes into an app. I receive that information immediately. So does the superintendent, so does the district office and the principal, and they get the information to the teacher. What we don't want to have happen, and what has happened, is when a child arrives and they don't have their homework and they're out of sorts and they act out in different ways when they've been exposed to traumatic events. Sometimes we further traumatize them, like, where's your homework? And you better, you're not doing this, you're not listening, and so on. So now those teachers are notified that something, we don't know, we're not privy to the information that has happened to them, but we know that that first responder has deemed it to be traumatic. So where is it at today? We have it in every single school district. I'm working with all law enforcement. Birgit has been amazing, making sure that it gets in the first responders reminders every month that they need to put into this app system. When I first started the first year, it was pen to paper. I'm going to tell you a website you can check out. It's very easy, focuscalifornia.org, all one word, focuscalifornia.org. There's a video on that first page that shows all of our partners. But since 2017, the first year I had like a little over 200 notifications. Just this last year, I had over 800 notifications. So those are 800 students who are being focused on in our districts who are not being exposed further to any traumatic things on our campuses. And we're actually providing a lot of counseling services and so on. They don't even know that we've been told that we've received a focus notification. We just want to make sure that we're handling them with care and making sure that they're getting all the needs met. So far, who's playing? All law enforcement. I've trained all law enforcement, all CHP. I've trained every single social worker. They're putting into the application, the DA's office, and probation. So in the next, then COVID happened. And so I'll be working with fire, and I want to work with emergency rooms. So this has been an amazing accomplishment with amazing partners. I'm telling you what, it is all about people working together. And I cannot say enough about these agencies. Again, I really encourage you to watch the video and explain. The video has the old pen to paper on there, but again, it's now through an app, a focus app. And it's also gone statewide. I looked in my files this morning. I've worked with 22, now we have 22 counties statewide who actually have implemented the same program. We've been working with districts free of charge to get this up and running in the state. The state superintendents, and it was Tom Torlixon then, I met with him personally, and he sent a letter out to all district superintendents and all charter schools to say, please get a hold of this lady, me. My phone rang off the hook, and we got a lot of people up and running and continue. So my 20 years here at the SCOE has been very rewarding. This has been the most rewarding because it came from my roots. Sorry, when those kids came to me and they were hurting, and it's just been a wonderful thing to have happen. And I hope that one day when I retire, it keeps going. The next person who sits in this chair will keep it going. That has to be the deal. So anyway, check it out. If you have any questions, email me, call me, and I'd be glad to share with you. And thank you for the recognition, Dwayne and President Dwayne. And I will be glad to donate the usual.
Well, great. And so the Golden Bell is the actual award that you were given for this great program.
Yes, and the Golden Bell, and this is the second Golden Bell I've received. I received one in 2007 for Leadership Academy, and they're very hard to get. And then this is the one for Focus. So yes.
Well, very hard to get, and you're just racking them up.
No, I'm not racking them up, but you know, again, I don't do that for the award. I do it because there's a need, and the kind of work that I work in, and many of you looking at your faces out there, working with some of these families is very heart-wrenching. So anytime we can help families be successful, I'm all for it.
Right. And so, you know, you do it, Vicki, because not only do you have a passion for this, which we can tell, but you're also a person that can pair your passion with, you're just a person that gets stuff done. So I think all of us in Rotary appreciate that about you. It's what we love about you. So I'd like to chip in and join into this toast to you and recognize you. And I'm wondering if there's any other Rotarians out there that would like to do that as well.
I would definitely like to. And I was there when Vicki brought this idea to bear with the JAG grant and the JAG committee. And it was just, when she introduced it to everybody, it was just amazing. So I really want to thank Vicki. This is a huge program, especially for school districts around the county. Appreciate it.
Karen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karen.
Yeah.
Anybody
Count
else?
me in too. I want to contribute, President Ryan.
Oh, thank you, Past President Lynn. You're awesome.
This is Tracy. Count me in too. Thank you, Vicki.
Past President Tracy, thank you so much.
This is David. Count me in as well.
All right, Past President David, thank you, sir. And Never Boring did that video. So when you go there and you see an amazing video, that's Never Boring. It's a great video.
It is Never Boring, and they did a fabulous job. We probably need to redo that now with all the new updates, David. We'll have to look into that.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys. We've got Sandy Sutton down here in the bunker. He's in a hermetically sealed jar, and he pounded through the fog, and he said, count me in. So he's joining in too.
Count me in as well, President Ryan.
All right. Thank you, Shane. Thank you very much, Shane. Appreciate that. Okay. A lot of love out there for Vicki Bauman, and it's a great program, and I'm very happy you got recognized.